So, again, if I'm filming like this, it means that the intro footage was corrupted. So, this is a video palette focus for Pat McGrath Mothership Volume 5 Bronze Seduction. Is my second time using it, but let's get into the look so you can actually see, because it's not this look. It's a whole different day. I'm trying to edit, and just the intro's corrupted, and I just... So, here's what it looks like going on my face. So, got something in the mail. It is unreasonably pretty, and I would love to play with these a lot more, but I think we're going to focus in on this boy here, and maybe these two to kind of build up a soft look. Actually, we'll see. I'm gonna leave it open so I can look at it while getting my base going. As always, I'm using Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. That's quite a name. And then while we're getting ready, I thought we could talk about conflicting opinions on limited edition products. At least mine, and you guys can chime in the comments how you feel. So, a lot of my collection is limited edition. A lot of it is stuff I picked up because I was looking at one thing and then something came out and it was limited edition, and it really did drive me to purchase it because I didn't want it to get away. And I think my perception of limited edition releases has changed a lot since then. And I think there is a bit of a conflict for me on how much I want them to stock when they do limited edition releases, because there's things. So I'm just going to put down like a cream shade for my crease to brow bone real quick, and then I'll highlight, and then we can actually get into the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. So, with the way things are released currently, and how people are a lot of times looking for reviews before they buy stuff, I'm conflicted because, yes, I do often feel like limited edition items should be very limited. They should be a get it while you can type of thing. But then anybody who posts regularly on, YouTube or Instagram or even just on Facebook about their makeup, you're then promoting something that the rest of them can't have. And depending on how many were released, it's a very small amount of your viewership that can actually use the thing. And I've been on the side of not getting something because I wasn't free, or it went and sold out too quickly, or whatever, and not being able to get it again. Ooh, light change. I'm in front of a window, so we have natural light, which will shift. Being really frustrated when something isn't restocked because they put up the stock that they had and it sold through. Oh no. So, I have feelings about not being able to get something you wanted when you are in the moment right there. You're available to get the thing, but it sells out too fast, or I'm just putting a kind of a satin shimmery shade on up my brow bone. Now, I don't have the box here with the names, so we're just gonna kind of point them out. Yeah. I'd like to start with this crease shade here first and pick it up on a fluffy brush. And I've used this palette once, and it was gorgeous, so I'm excited to touch it again. So yeah, I understand wanting something to come back because you didn't get it, as well as wanting things that are limited edition to just go away when they're done. Because there's very few things that legitimately have... See, like, that's just so pretty. Very few releases legitimately have enough request for it to come back as permanent to justify bringing it into a permanent line. And based on how it was made or how it was manufactured and what the release is for. So like these holiday releases, I don't expect to be restocked very much because they're for holiday. So a restock implies that they were able, at least to me, I know that it's not always the case, but it implies to me that they were able to make more of it, because why would you only stock so much at a time if you have a set amount, because this is your holiday release, your Christmassy type time release. So why would you only stock so much? And we know it takes a long time to manufacture more pallets. Okay, a little bit more on the other side. Then we'll be ready for other things. So, things that are just limited edition to be limited edition. If they're not seasonal, they're not like a specific run, I don't get it. Like, I understand. Logically, I understand that some things are going to be limited edition. But why? Like, limited edition items for holiday, because so many people celebrate a holiday in that season. Okay. Okay, this is looking awesome. Into it. So, next thing I want to do is this dark purple, which I'm really happy it's not a black. All the other three have blacks in them, and I just don't know why. I don't care to have a black in it. A purple adds to the color story. It adds depth. It both ties into the yellows and this fun duochrome and the pinks and reds. So we're going to pick that up on that E2B brush we used for down below and just kind of layer it on the outer corner. I'm hoping to build slowly because I've used this and it is a lot. This purple is a lot. I'm going to blend that edge a little bit. And then put a little more purple out on the outer corner. So yeah, I feel like if it's limited edition, it should be limited edition for a reason that makes sense. And then do some more blendy blend. And depending on what you release. If you release something that really does make more sense as part of a permanent collection, and there has legitimately been a lot of people from the community complaining that they missed out or that they don't want to use something up and they wish they could repurchase it. So like a highlighter that you might go through. Actually, highlighters take a while, but something, if somebody finds like the perfect shade for them and they legitimately want to be able to just wear that one. And yes, there's a whole lot of people complaining about they didn't get it and they really want it. then I can see the company taking a while to re-release it and make it permanent, but I feel like we had a bit of a trend of palettes showing up, or items showing up just in general, that were intended to sell out so that people could complain, so they could then bring back the product and make it permanent. Then say, oh, well, due to popular demand, when that demand is kind of manufactured, is a little frustrating. Because I haven't checked, because it's not the biggest priority for me, but I think you can still buy the ABH Prism palette. Okay, I got a little smokier on one side than the other, so we're going to even up real quick before I move on. Yeah, that feels more even. I do want to take a little bit of it. So I'm going to take this little angled brush with that same purple. And we're going to kind of press it onto the lower lash line for some definition. Yep. So yeah. I feel like there were a couple releases that became really famous for having that hype, for having that request for more of it. And so when some of those were brought back out, and received a positive review for coming back out, I feel like brands started to consider manufacturing that. I think that's where things went wrong. Because only making so many available at a time, doing this and that, and trying to get a certain reaction, actually. So I really kind of wanted to do the pink one, but this one, maybe we need to do this one. It's looking at me. We're going to do that one. We're going to do the fun duochrome one. Pick it up. Oh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. That is so pretty. Okay, I'm going to put more on just because I like to put more on things. Not that it really needs building, that was plenty of pigment to start with. And I'm going to blend the edges with this guy. That's really pretty. Okay, so I think what happened was that people started to say, well, we can make a name for ourselves by doing this thing. Actually, I want to do 2 layers for something. So I'm going to pick up this little fluffy brush from Luxie Beauty, and I'm going to take this little light shimmer shade. I'm going to run it on my brow bone as some extra highlight because I like that lately. And this one is a really nice one for it, in that it does make a nice soft look out of it. And then I'm going to run that same color in my inner corner. then I want to layer this gorgeous duochrome gold glitter on it. So I'm picking that up with a pencil brush. I'm just gonna lace and swipe. I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but it is much more reflective in person with that over the top. Okay, actually went really quickly. This was a very easy to use palette. Yeah, but as you can see, I feel like the colors work really well together. That duochrome is very impactful and bright. Fun. And I only got like halfway through my rant about limited edition items, so yeah, I really feel like the choice to manufacture that has been kind of apparent, and it's made us a lot less trusting of things and whether or not they really are worth coming back, which is then also a thing where, like, if you're one of the ones who misses out, you get kind of sassy because you missed it, but also you missed it. It's limited edition. It wasn't supposed to be for everybody. It was supposed to be for the ones who took the time and effort to go get it. But then when it comes back 2 weeks later and you know how long it takes to manufacture a palette, and that either they're not putting all the stock up at once, or they're purposely trying to cause hype by selling out early so they can bring it back to meet demand, that they're hyping up. Because that demand wouldn't have been there if all those palettes had been on the shelves at the start. If it hadn't sold out, people would have talked about it less, and it wouldn't have been something that they asked to have restocked, because when somebody hears about something selling out, they get much more interested in buying it, just automatically. Some people are like that, and a lot of people hear about something selling out and say, ooh, it must have been really good. And it doesn't allow people to get reviews from people on YouTube or Instagram about the usage, so a lot of them are just buying based on hype, and then they have this item that they bought because it was limited edition and it was going to sell out, and they bought it and it's not actually that good, or it doesn't work for them because they didn't see somebody do a wear test and figure out the one issue with the formula that doesn't make it work for them. So, I have a lot of feelings about limited edition. I only got some of them, and they're kind of rambly. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face. I'll see you guys in a bit. And this is the finished look. So I'm not like super committed to this lip gloss. It might change later. But I think overall it turned out quite nice. I like it a lot. I'm really going to have to use this a lot more to decide how I feel about the quality, because right now I'm very happy and really excited. So far I've used a couple of the formulas. The matte formula is nice. The glitter formula is very nice. This duochrome on my lid is quite nice. They all apply really well. I think the biggest pro right now, besides them being really pretty and well curated, is that the glitters do not seem to have fallout, and they do not seem to require additional like glitter glue to stick to the lid. Because I used this gold one, which is a really chunky glitter, and it just sticks to your lid. No problem, no, oh, well, it's a little patchy, there's that. It goes on just kind of like a shimmer, but with all of the fun impact of a glitter shade. So that's the biggest draw right now, which makes a lot more sense as to why Kat and Haley have been begging Pat McGrath to come out with a glitter-only palette for a while, because that would be fucking amazing, and I would buy it. I would buy it if she came out with an all-glitter shimmer one, because her glitter formula so far is the best I found. It's very unique, it's very user-friendly, it just works like a shadow, as opposed to having all the extra work that most other glitter shades have. I do still wish that the palette actual packaging reflected the outer packaging, because it's over there somewhere, but it's gorgeous, and the art is amazing, and I would love to have that somewhere on the palette, and the names on the palette. Yeah, I would like that, because, yeah, it says on the back, on a sticker, that it's Mothership 5, but not that it's Bronze Seduction. That's cute. I didn't read this before. On the back it's got a little inscription. It's Pat McGrath Labs Mothership, used without caution. Shade throwing and eye ecstasy may result with prolonged use. So it's saying you're going to love the product and want to use it a whole bunch, and that's so cute. Yeah, it doesn't say the name of the shadows or really the name of the palette itself, and I would like that. I would have liked the gorgeous cardboard packaging to be reflected somewhere in the actual physical product, but I also understand the appeal of the sleekness of just a solid black container, little details there, and then the nice gold back. So I understand. It is now tempting me to buy more of them, which I don't need, but I want them. So yeah, and on the, I think I'm gonna have conflicting opinions on limited edition products just forever. I feel like a limited edition product is where the company gets to have some fun and be different and try something unique and see if it works, or see how their, customers react to something. Ugh. And see how their customers react to something that's a little different, a little outside that company's wheelhouse. If your go-to, say Tarte's go-to is neutrals, cool tones, and like their matte formula is really, really great, their shimmer formula is pretty good, but overall most of their palettes are very neutral, very standard earth tones. So for holiday, I would expect them to do something brighter. I would expect them to do something bigger, something that saying, hey, we have all these lovely neutrals, so you don't need any of those in the palette. Here's reds, here's burgundies, here's a strong green. And they just don't. They just make more of their same, which I understand their standard customers are going to like it because it's what they are buying from Tarte for, but it doesn't entice anybody into the brand. It doesn't allow the brand to try out other colors and formulas and see how that works for them and how those are received, because Tarte should have learned a little bit from their April Fool's palette that people are itching for some color from Tarte, and they just haven't given it to us. Like the Make Believe in Yourself palette, that was the most color I've seen Tarte put out. And even then, they were nice colors, but it's not like bright color. It was, ooh, look, we did a mint instead of, a beige. So, why don't you do something a little more special, a little more unique for your limited edition items? Because if it's limited edition, if they don't like it, it's not part of your line that's dragging you down. You've made so many, they sell or they don't, and maybe you should try it to be a little experimental in those times. But yeah. Things I do like. Minis. I'm gonna do a review on these soon. This is the Becca Macaron collection with the 4 mini highlighters, which again, that tempts me because those are highlighters I've looked at. They are smaller, and it's a more fun color collection. It's got 2 standards and a pink and a purple, which I know that's not super different for my makeup, but for most people that's pretty different. And they're testing it out and kind of reminding you that they have fun colors, and if you buy more of the fun colors, they'll make more of the fun colors. I gotta go now, because I'm just rambling now. Thank you guys for watching. I think this is very nice so far. I feel very pretty and reflective. It is so far, it's special. It makes me feel a little special to use these colors. So, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching.